Welcome, everyone. We are here with the OG Pod with your co hosts, Gabriel and Olivia, and we have our very first guest, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Anna Emperador. I'm a freshman here at the U of O, and I play women's soccer.
Great intro. Um, so, Anna, obviously, you came here to Oregon. What sort of, what, how was your recruitment process like?
I feel like it was really different from like a lot of people's, just because like with COVID, it was like the year of 21, I think. I was a junior at the time, and that's when like we first kind of started to be able to talk to like colleges, because NCAA made a rule that until your summer into going into your senior year, you could talk to colleges then. Like before that, like I wasn't really able to. I got a glimpse of it, but then they changed it. But with the COVID, a lot of schools were running out of money because they were giving their seniors a fifth year or to be able to get an extra year because of COVID. And a lot of their seniors were planning on taking those that year. So I was kind of running down on options a little bit. I had a few, but Oregon kind of came along, and it wasn't really on my list, but I talked to the coaches, and he came to one of my games. He saw me and wanted to, my coach wanted me to email him. So I emailed him. We started, the connection. And off the bat, like, I was already super, I think this is where I want to go. Mm-hmm. Like, the coach was, like, super, like, his record of, his experience as a coach is just, like, amazing, and to be able to coach, to play under him, like it's just like a dream come true. Like he coached the US women's national or like as an assistant, and he just has so much experience, and like is like very like he puts us out there, and like he really helping me with like my development and stuff. And like our assistant coach Rachel, like I was able to talk to her before I got recruited, and they came out to a few games in Florida, and they watched me play there. And then after that, I went on an unofficial visit. I think it was unofficial. Yeah, it was an unofficial visit, and I just fell in love with the campus, like all the facilities, and like just Oregon itself. Like, yeah, there's a lot of rain, but I love the rain. I love the cold coming from like California. But the coaches were just like my main reason to come, honestly. Like they are the best coaches that I've had, and they just push me so hard, and they support me, and like they want me to go far in my career, and they're just always there, like on and off the field, like emotionally, and like just like anything I really need, like they're always there. Like they're the best.
And then you mentioned one of the coaches came and watched you in Florida, and you have traveled a lot of places in high school to play, and that's super fun. What's like, have you noticed any almost like difference when you play like players from California versus players from Florida? Like what's like I don't know how to say it, like cultural difference between like how you play the game, and how does your form of playing the game like put you at an advantage when you're playing now at the college level?
I think like playing girls from like other states, I feel like there's like a weather advantage a little bit, or like a disadvantage. Like when I was in Florida, it was super humid, and I'm not like really used to that kind of like humidity, and like I wasn't like, it was hard for me to like adjust to like just the weather in general, and like be able to like last the 90 minutes that I was playing. But I think like I think that a lot of people in other states don't have like, I feel like in California and kind of like where I'm from, like we play more like possession a little bit, and I think that a lot of other teams play more like, direct, and like they just kind of like pump the ball forward, and then just have their like attackers just like go on a dead sprint, but then they don't really focus on the defending part of it, so they always rely on their forwards. And I think that a lot of teams don't really like work with their defenders enough to like be able to defend like when our attackers are like going up against them. And I think that's something that our team really strives on is our defense. I think we work on it a lot, and like we really want to make sure all components of the field are being taken care of. And I feel like a lot of high-level teams focus on their forwards, and they depend on their forwards a lot and don't necessarily depend on their defense. And I think that they do take the attack to their advantage, but we are great defenders. Like, we know how to defend them, and like I like trust everybody on my team to defend, even like in club like that too. But here at college, like I think that we're really good at defending.
And you talked about your relationship with Coach Graham Abel.
Mm-hmm.
How has that developed here recently? He's funny.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Like, I've met him a couple times, and he's really like energetic and fun.
Yeah. He's great. I mean, he does get on you if you're not like, you know, being at your best, because he knows that we're not average players. Like, we are like he wants us to be the best that we can. So he knows we could do better if we're not doing as well. So he'll get on us with that. But for me personally, he's kind of always been there, like with like my mental health and stuff like that. Like, he's always been like, you know, pulling me aside, say, hey, are you okay? Like stuff like that. But he's also always encouraging me on the field, not only trying to make me better, but like when I do something well, like he points it out, and he just has so much energy on the field. Like, he has so much energy. He's yelling, he's screaming, and like in the games, like we scored, or somebody's like one of my teammates, she scored the tie to Oregon State, and he literally went on his knees and slid across the field. And he just has so much energy, and I think that his like connection that he has with like everybody, he tries to like, you know, being a head coach, it's a little hard because he has to, you know, take care of the whole team. And I think he does a really good job at like, you know, being involved with us, and he invites us over to dinner and stuff. And like I've had a dinner with him and his family like by myself, and like just getting to know his kids, and like, you know, I played Mario Kart with his kid. They're so enjoyable, and I love his family, and they're just they're there at the field too a lot, so we can like say hi to them. And like, you know, his little baby Ava is so cute. But yeah, we love his family and him as well.
Who do you pick in Mario Kart?
That's a tough question.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yesterday he was on a rant about a choice someone made.
I feel like, okay, I don't pick Mario because I feel like that's like very basic and like not. Yeah. But I choose Princess Peach or Donkey Kong.
Okay, those are good picks.
I would choose like Baby Peach.
Yeah.
Peach. That's funny. So what other I was at that Oregon State game.
You were.
I was, and it was really cool. I don't know how to explain. I don't know if you could talk about maybe the because that game was pretty filled.
Yeah,
there was a lot of Oregon State fans.
The energy was there.
Yeah.
It was really like gritty. I felt like
it was
a fun one to watch.
It was pouring. Pouring. And then the lights like turned off like for 30 minutes, and there was a delay, which sucked, but it was fine at the end.
But how was that atmosphere like in Pape?
Unreal, honestly. Like, whenever we get fans out there, like, it's absolutely amazing. Especially the Oregon State game. Like, I didn't think there was going to be a lot of fans because the lights turned out, but it was raining. But, like, I saw the crowd and I was like, wow, there's still people here. Like, there's still people, like, supporting us, which was amazing because we don't get, like, many fans as much. But the atmosphere is absolutely unreal. And, like, it's, like, something that, like, when I was younger that I dreamed of before. And, like, it's just, like, this is, like, a reality for me. But in terms of, like, the crowd, like, I kind of just have to tune them out a little bit because it gets a lot, like, intense. Especially that game, it was super intense because Oregon State, you know, and you don't really want them to win.
Yeah.
But it was physical. I was sliding, people sliding, fouls, like, hands being thrown, like, girls just being kind of dirty. Not my team, but but it was unreal. And especially for our seniors last game, like, that was, of course we wanted to win. We ended up tying 2-2, but that was the game that my coach slid on his knees. And like, that tie was like, 87 minutes into the game, and I was just like, this is insane.
It was.
And just like your adrenaline pumps so much, but you also have to like relax a little bit. You can't let it all go to your head and then you panic and you miss a touch or something like that. But at the end of the day, like, just have fun. Like, it was so much fun. So much fun.
You like playing in the rain?
I love playing in the rain. I get to slide a lot, even though my coach doesn't really like it when I slide. But it works out. It works out.
That's great.
How do you balance, like, the adrenaline you get and all the stuff going on in your mental during a game? Oh, oops. And then on top of that, soccer is such a physical sport.
Yeah.
It's not like volleyball where you're kind of separated on other ends of the net. Like, you are right there. It's physical. You're making contact. How do you keep yourself focused on your role?
I think that I kind of get into my own head a lot, especially in the games. If I mess up like a few times, like, I'm like, okay, I just need to, like, you know, calm down. And, like, just, like, I say it in my head, I'm like, you're going to be fine. Like, just focus on the next play. Like, you can't think about the play that you messed up on. You have to figure out how you're going to capitalize on it and what you're going to do for your team to help your team to do better. But at the beginning of every game, I always, like, there's always an adrenaline rush before the first whistle. I always just touch the grass a little bit to, like, make sure that I'm here, like,
ground yourself,
present in the moment. Exactly. And just, like, you know that I'm here and I'm fine, and, like, just, like, kind of relax a little bit, close my eyes, and then when the whistle blows, like, I open them and then I just go. But in intense games like that, I stay quiet for the most part. Like, I communicate with my teammates, obviously, but I kind of just, like, relax a little bit. If I get a foul, like, I just, you know, relax a little bit.
And that's harder to do than you would think.
Yeah, it's
like,
very hard.
So much emotion. Then of course, like, you're competitive. That level itself is super competitive. So that's impressive that you can stay composed.
Yeah,
you know.
Although, there are some refs that it's like questionable plays, but which
is valid.
Yeah,
like, give them a little look every once in a while. Like,
and I'm like, hey, like, I don't argue with him, but I'm like, hey, like, you know, you gotta, like,
watch this.
You gotta watch this, watch that. Or, like, if my teammate is, like, you know, if something happens to them, if they get fouled, like, I'm going to defend my teammates. I don't want them to get hurt or anything like that. So I have to always kind of be aware of everybody on the field, especially, like, the defender or, like, the opposing team, because they could come in to your back. Like, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know if they're going to slip you under your feet or, like, push you from the back or just, like, absolutely just take you out. So staying composed, like, after those kind of plays is hard because, like, you're like, I just got absolutely hammered, and, like, you're like a little shaken up over it, but, like, you just have to, like, you know, go back in your head and, like, you know, say it's okay, it's fine, the ref called the foul, and if he doesn't, that's terrible, but you just have to run back anyway. You kind of have to, like, let go of the last play. Even if it's, like, a millisecond after, you just have to let it go and then continue on with the next play after that.
And then I'm going to go back in the timeline a little bit. Did you play other sports growing up, or was it mainly just, like, this is my thing, this is all I want to do?
I played volleyball, but it wasn't, like, I just played in, like, high school. It wasn't really serious. I just played it for fun because my sister growing up, she used to play volleyball, so I was always at her tournaments. But I just played it, like, recreationally. It was fun, though.
Volleyball is just, like, a fun one to play, for sure. It's
fun.
really fun to watch, too. Have you been out to watch our volleyball team at all?
Yes, I have. My roommate, Maya, she's number 22. She's on the volleyball team, and I'm always out there supporting her and her teammates. Mimi, one of my friends as well.
Oh, yeah. She's insane.
She's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Personality is amazing. Love her so much. Love Maya so much. I love watching them, supporting them. It's so fun.
Yeah, I love how supportive I feel like all, like, specifically, like, the female athletes are of each other. I feel like whenever I'm out at a soccer game or a volleyball game or a softball game, like, I'll look around and I can see. And honestly, I feel like the community rallies around women's sports as well, which I think is really unique to Eugene. Can you just elaborate a little bit on that and the support you've seen?
For us, like, we personally know a lot of the girls on, like, the teams, like lacrosse and volleyball mostly. But we were out at lacrosse's game the other night, and we just, we support them as much as we can because they supported us during our season. And volleyball, like, they were supporting us, like, during our season, so obviously we want to go out and support them. And we just get so crazy on those sidelines, especially lacrosse. Like, we're yapping, we're, just like what regular, like, other people would do, like how, like, it felt like we were back in high school again, and just like kind of like yapping on the sideline, not talking trash, but like kind of getting the other team rattled a little bit, or annoying them, getting in their heads. But also when there's like big plays happening, where you could hear us screaming our heads off. It's just amazing that the support we get from other women athletes, and like us supporting them, like, we want to do the same for them. It's always a trade-off, and it's just like how we build more support for women's sports, honestly.
Your whole team went to a volleyball game in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
How was that like?
We were right by their bench. We were right by our bench, like Oregon's bench. Yeah. And we were kind of talking to them like, hey, you got it. Like, but then they switched sides, and then U of A was on our side, and we were talking trash a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but we were also talking with the band on the other side because they were being loud, and we just like we just made noises to kind of distract them, and it worked. We honestly thought it worked because they kept messing up.
That's the fun of it. I feel like because sports are so competitive, like when you're playing, it's one thing, but when you're going and like watching and supporting your own program or your own school, it's even like, I don't know. It's just fun.
So much fun.
It's competitive even if you're not playing. Yeah. It's really fun.
I love watching sports, so it's just like I do what I would want other people to do for me. Mm-hmm. So like I don't expect it, but I just love the support that I get and like what my team gets, and like I want to give that to other people because of the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel good, and I like making other people feel good too.
Yeah. And you just said you like watching sports. What's your favorite sport to watch besides soccer?
Honestly, volleyball. Volleyball is so fun.
Crazy.
Men's volleyball, women's volleyball. Oh my god,
it's actually insane.
Yeah,
like I'm like tensing up all the time. I'm like, oh my god,
how high they could jump. I'm like, wow, I'm 5'3", and these girls are like 6'3", jumping so high.
It's
like,
crazy.
I know it's. And like when they dig a ball, and it's like when it gets hit down, like they dig a ball, it's just like, how did you get there? Like, how did you get there so fast? How did you save that? Or like they're like literally like going into the stands to save a ball, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is crazy. And it just gets so like intense, and like it just like, oh my god, it's so much fun to watch. I'm so excited to watch the next fall season. So excited.
Me too. I'm so excited for honestly all the fall sports.
Yeah,
fall is just like a good time, especially when you first get to campus and the weather's still nice. Yeah. You're like, oh, there's a soccer game. Oh, there's a volleyball game. And then football games are fun.
Yeah,
like,
so much fun.
You just get to, I don't know. I just love fall sports.
It's so fun. Yeah.
So you had a pretty big class come in with you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How is your relationship? Because you were one of the only ones to really like start playing right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was your relationship with them? Kind of, you guys all coming in at the same time.
I think we started. I don't know like the full count, but then during season we added another, and then we just got a transfer in from Michigan State. So I think we have like 12 of us now, and we all stayed. Like we're all here, but we came in in June of 2022. So we were here pretty early. It was just us, football and volleyball. And there was not many like students on campus, those who were taking like summer classes, but not a lot. But we honestly clicked like right away. Like we didn't really need to like it took no time at all for us to like become close. Like we spent almost every single day together, and we still do, honestly. But our relationship with each other is just amazing, and like we kind of like stuck together like during hard times in the season and stuff like that, and like just know that we have each other because we are so close with each other, and like being there for one another, and like when something doesn't turn out the way like that someone wants it to, like we're always there, or we're always hyping each other up or stuff like that. I think we literally just hung out last night. Like, some of us couldn't make it, but we all spent time last night, and we have almost every weekend we try and get together and, like, have hang out at one of our teammates' apartments. And it's just amazing that how close I've gotten to these girls over not even a year. It hasn't even been a year yet, and it's just amazing the support that I get from them, and like everything that they do for me and everything I do for them. It's just like nothing I've really experienced before. It's just like they're not my blood, but it doesn't really matter if they're my blood or not. Like, they're my sisters, and like I'll always like have a place for them. Like, they're like family pretty much.
Yeah. It seems like it's like a really tight-knit group on the team, which is so nice. Do you have a teammate that you think you've like learned the most from or click with the best? I guess those are two different ones, but
let's see. I think like one of the seniors that I learned from the most was Chai Cortez. She graduated already. She took her 5th year, and she's not here anymore, but she kind of took me under her wing a little bit. Not all the time, but she was there most of the time. She kind of helped me to understand a little bit of the college experience, and like of like playing soccer, that is, like, not getting in your own head, and like relaxing a little bit, and like you don't always have to like keep training. Like, I'm someone that will not really take off days, and she has kind of taught me to like relax my body. Even now, like, I need to relax my body because it's pretty demanding. But she also taught me to like, be confident on the ball. Like, coming in as a freshman, like, it's hard to gain your confidence from like, you think that you've been the best like your whole life, and now you're coming into college where everybody's good. Everybody's gonna want to beat you. Everybody, like, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have ups and downs. Like, you just have to be confident in yourself and like what you know how to do, and know that like you are here for a reason, and like you have the talent to be here, and like you work hard. Like, just have faith in yourself, have confidence in yourself. For the person that I've clicked with the most here, it's probably been my teammate Caitlin. She's also a freshman, but we're pretty similar. It's kind of crazy how similar we are, but she and I have just like clicked the easiest and the fastest, really, and just like being able to relate to her a lot, and like being in a community where it's like not, I thought coming here was going to be a little bit more diverse, but coming here, I kind of saw that it wasn't as diverse as I thought it would be. And like her being someone of color, and like me being like multi-race, like it's just like we kind of understand what it's like, and like the hardships that we have had to go through, and like, like stuff that we've had to overcome, and it's easy to relate to her, and it's easy to be able to lean on somebody that understands where you're coming from, and like stuff from like your past, and like being able to like relate to one another, and having someone to be there for you when you're away from home. I think that her and I, like, we're rooming together next year. I'm not her roommate right now, but we spent all this morning together. Like, you would like, we're always like paired up in a group at practice, and like we'll say the same things at the same time, do the same things, and it's just like we're like one person pretty much.
I should have brought her on.
That's always the best though, when you can just like click with somebody.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're doing something extremely hard, being a full-time student and a full-time athlete.
Yeah.
As a POC.
Mm-hmm.
At a PWI, that's like Oregon, which is very PWI. I think that's really cool that you guys have that like bond.
Yeah.
And how has that adjustment been for you? Coming from out of state, and your first year in college, because you're also in your first year.
Yeah. Adjusting was not that hard for me, honestly. Like, I mean, it's college. Like, being a college athlete is so much different than being like a high school athlete. Like, we don't have practice in high school every single morning. Like, here we have practice every single morning. We have one off day after like practice, I had to go straight from practice to one of my classes, like 2 out of the 5 days of the week. Also having lift after practice is like is very demanding. They do expect a lot from us, which is a given. And like going into this, you have to know that like they expect a lot from you and you have to work hard if you really want this. I also think that you have to love your sport to really thrive in being a college athlete. It takes a lot of discipline as well. Like it's hard to like not want to skip class sometimes because you're so tired, but like you're a student before you are an athlete. Like I think that's very important to understand as an athlete here. Like your grades depend on you being an athlete pretty much. And I think that like I'm not going to play soccer forever. Like I want a good education. And I think adjusting to just like a lot of hours that we have to spend into like practicing and spend my time in like my school. I have to organize like when I'm going to do my homework, when I have free time, like how I'm going to spend my free time, probably just nap, honestly. But you just have to balance everything. That's the most important thing with all of it. But it was hard at first, but now like I've only been here for 2 terms. This is my 3rd term, but I find it so much easier. Just the first term was like I was struggling a little bit. I still got good grades, but it was hard. It was really hard, but now I feel a little bit more comfortable with like how I arrange my schedule, how I spend my time. And I think that I tried to put a lot into my social life. Like I thought I was missing out on like a lot of things, but I've learned that I'm not. I am honestly not. Like I love my sport so much and I want to learn at school. And I always thought that I have to hang out with somebody to like have fun or like go out to have fun or something like that. But now I enjoy my alone time that I get, like napping or like just watching a show or something alone in my bed. Like that's the most fun.
And then you came into college undeclared with your major, and now you're a journalism major.
Yeah.
How did you decide that?
I didn't really know what I wanted to do coming into college. Like, I knew that I liked writing in high school. Like, I really started to like writing and reading when I was a freshman. My teacher put on Dead Poet Society on the big screen and we watched it and I absolutely just like fell in love with like writing, and like that movie is very sad, but just like the poetry, I love poetry, I love reading, I love writing poetry, and that's like, and my teacher also like told me that I was a really good writer and like asked if I wanted to go in with those writing. I was like, I don't really know, like I'm a freshman right now, I don't really know. But then as the years went by, like English and like my writing classes have always been my best subjects, and like I find it enjoyable. Even like I have like a journal that I keep if I like want to debrief at the end of my day. Like I just write in it, and like it's just so freeing to get all my thoughts out on paper because my head's always scrambling. I always have something to say. But I just being here, like I took some of the J classes, and I just like love like how journalists are able to talk about the world. Like it is a dangerous like kind of place to go into, especially if you're talking about politics and stuff as a journalist, but I think it's really rewarding to be able to spread news, like real news, to the like all over the world, to like be able to expose like some stuffs in the government or something like in society that's just like not right, or if someone's doing something completely wrong, like completely ethically wrong, and like just kind of being able to spread that news to the country and like just make the world a better place a little bit. Even if like you can't really make a huge impact, you're still doing something to help that society.
For sure.
So that's kind of your plan as you graduate, or what's the plan?
Well, I'm minoring in political science as well. I love talking about like equality and inequality, and like kind of spreading awareness to the inequality that people of color in this country get. Even like the LGBTQ plus community, like the stuff that they have to overcome is horrible, because it's just our country is just not in like the speed of things. Like we're just not there, and we're not like, we're not adapted to all of it, which is really not very good. But I always give this example of like working in the New York Times, and like because they're kind of like a unbiased kind of newspaper. So I really like what they produce a little bit, because they kind of state the facts of everything. So yeah, something like that, being a journalist, or like sports broadcasting, that's pretty fun too. But I like talking about politics a lot.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, like, with you having such a sports background, there's so many intersections between sports and politics. Have you noticed any specifically that stand out to you?
I would say like a lot with like equal pay in like all women's sports compared to like the men's sports. Like the men's are getting paid millions more than the women's are. And like the opportunities, especially in soccer, like the men's get so much more opportunities than the women's do. Like there's only 12 professional women's soccer teams in the United States, and there's like more than 20 for the men's, or like I don't know, maybe 30. Like I'm not sure, but it's much more than what the women's are. So especially that, and like just the way like that people of color get treated in sports and stuff like that, like how Colin Kaepernick was kneeling and he got thrown off the team because he did that, and I just think that's very wrong. And like he's expressing his political beliefs, but because he's a person of color, I'm sure if a person that wasn't a person of color was doing that, nothing would really happen to him. But he got thrown off the team. So I just think that is something that needs to be talked about a little bit more in sports, politics, and like bring awareness to that, and like having more voices to back people of color and like stuff like that. I just think it's really important, especially now.
100%. Yeah.
How do you feel about the university's attempts to kind of do that? I know there's like the different nights that they have, and the different apparel that comes out, like the rainbow duck and all that. How do you feel the university kind of?
I think our university does an okay job at, doing all of that, I think, but they only really take a few days to do that. Like, I think that, like, for us, we have, like, Black Lives Matter warm-up tops, and I really like those tops because, like, we wear them every single game. We also had days where we had the rainbow duck, and we wore that for Pride Month. And we had like breast cancer awareness and stuff like that. But I feel like we need to spend a little bit more time on like these different like months that we have or days that we have of supporting those kind of things. I think that we don't do a good enough job of kind of, I don't know what the word is, of kind of representing like other people of color, or like the only like diverse community that there really is the athletic community. That's the most I see it. But even then, like I don't feel represented as much because I'm like a Latina, and there's only one other girl on my team that's Hispanic. And I don't really see it in other sports. So it's hard to feel represented when there's not a lot of people representing you or being in that like community. Especially like I feel a little bit like distant from even the like being a student. Like I don't see people like me walking around campus that much. And it's just like kind of hard because you kind of feel a little bit like excluded from being like in that community. And like being an athlete too, like I feel like people think that we are very stuck up and really like not like we think we're all that. Yes, I think I'm good at soccer, but I'm not. But I'm not out here like saying like, oh, I'm better than you, like da da da, because I'm an athlete. Like I am just as equal as you are, and we're still going through like being a student, and like it's just kind of crazy to me because like I just feel a little like kind of, I don't know, like stereotyped a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. But like being a person of color is difficult in this community, not necessarily in athletics, but being a student in general, it's hard. And I want to do the best that I can to represent like other Latina girls or guys in sports. And we also like during season, it was like the Mexican Heritage Month, and we didn't do anything for that. And there was three of us on the team that wanted to do something, but we didn't do anything for it, which was a little upsetting. But I think we just need to like use our voice and bring it up a little bit more and stuff like that. So I think we need to do a little bit better job at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and you're 100% right, because I mean, I'm Latino too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a bombshell news, but I'm Latino too, and yeah, like you don't see anybody like really that you can relate to. You know,
yeah.
Like, it's very like, especially here at Oregon. You know, there's Sabine Ceballos, who's Latino on the baseball team. You on the soccer team, but I mean, you look across the board, and it's like, Christian Gonzalez. Yeah. Last year he was, he's biracial, but it's like, it is hard. Yeah. And I know exactly what you mean. But I mean, yeah, and Latinos, we're the second biggest demographic here. Yeah. And it still doesn't feel like that. It does not feel like that. Yeah. You're just kind of like in our class that we have. Yeah. I could count on my hands. Yeah. How many Latinos
I look around and I'm like,
Yeah. No, I know exactly how you feel. Yeah. And I try to go out into the community and try to find, little like shops or markets. Oh yeah. And then I don't know if you speak Spanish, but I love speaking Spanish here because I feel like it's like the one thing that kind of unites us.
I wish I did. Oh. I wish I did. My mom is from Mexico, so she speaks Spanish, and a few of my siblings do too, or like a little bit of it. I speak a little bit of it. I understand it for the most part. But I really want to be able to like speak it more. I just think it's just like amazing. I would love to be bilingual, and I just feel like that brings me closer to like my heritage, culture.
Yeah, but you're right. Oregon needs to have something, at least like a warm up for the.
Yeah, I'm always like looking around my lectures, like is there anyone that like kind of looks like me? Because I'm biracial as well, and I don't know. It's just I wanted to go somewhere really diverse for college, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna stay in state. I feel like Oregon is pretty diverse, and then you look around and it's not as much. Yeah. But I feel like even though it's not as diverse, I feel like a lot of like my peers and people in my classes are really understanding and inclusive, and they go like the extra mile, which I really appreciate, and I'm sure you do too. Yeah. But there's also further steps, like you mentioned, with the
Well, I hate to take a turn, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about, obviously Leah Freeman was a big part of your team last year, and, she transferred to Duke. How was that? What was your reaction to that? And,
I was a little shocked, honestly. I mean, her best friend she was here too, but she transferred out as well. And I was kind of thinking in my head, I was like, I wonder if Leah's going to stay. And sooner or later, she announced that she was transferring. And we were honestly shocked a little bit because we had an idea of, like, who was already thinking about transferring. And she wasn't one of them. But we were obviously so sad to see her go because she's an amazing goalkeeper and an amazing teammate. But we also have other amazing goalkeepers, other amazing teammates. And I am very excited to see how they're going to perform, and I know that they're just going to wow the crowd. They are some of the most amazing goalkeepers I've ever played with. I'm like, it's kind of like volleyball. Like, when I see them make a huge save, I'm just like, holy, like, how did you do that? How did you get there so fast? Or if, like, I take a shot, I'm just like, how did you save that? Like, how did you get there? And it's just, like, amazing, like, what they can do. Obviously, yeah, we were sad to see Leah go, but I'm sure she's going to thrive at Duke. Like, wherever she goes, she's going to do amazing. But we have amazing goalkeepers here at Oregon still.
And building off that, I mean, this year you guys were so close to making the postseason.
Yeah.
You know? And it was your first year.
It was, yeah.
So what are your expectations, you know, going into next year?
My expectation is that we make the tournament. I think we will. I'm very confident in my team and, like, how well we have, like, adapted to losing so many, like, players. Like, we don't have a lot of players right now. We have some of them still injured as well. But these practices that we've had in spring are just amazing. Like, they were probably better than the practices that we had in fall. Like, we are just moving the ball around so fast. Like, our energy is so high. And I expect a lot out of us. And I think that we're all going to produce. Everybody loves it here. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to do good. Everybody wants to make the tournament. We are just so, like, hungry to get started with the season. And especially we want the incoming freshmen to feel welcome, but we also want them to push with us. We also want them to, like, you know, take that and, like, take their energy into the team, and we want them to be invested in the team, invested into winning. And we just want everybody to be invested in this team to make each other better, make ourselves better, and just have fun while doing it as well.
Yeah, winning's always fun.
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to ask you this: what stadium that you went to this year was your favorite outside of maybe Pape?
That's a hard one. Pape is pretty nice. We just got a new field, so it's hard.
Or like the most hostile environment that you kind of went into.
Oh, Portland, University of Portland. Oh my! I was on the sideline, like on the their fans are crazy. I was on the sideline of the fans. They were so annoying. And I imagine that's how I am when I'm, like, watching other sports, but they were absolutely crazy. Like, there was people painted purple. Like, they were, like, waving flags around and stuff like that. Wow. And they were just, like, talking so much smack. But, like, obviously, like, I have to be able to, like, you know, not listen. But I would laugh a few times. But that game was so fun to play. That was the first 90-minute game that I played. So that was amazing, a surreal moment. We tied that game though, but just kind of shoving it in the fans' faces when we scored. It was just like, yeah, well, we scored first. Yeah. So, but they were crazy. I'll give them props though because they were annoying.
Portland's a big soccer town.
It is, yeah.
Because they really love their Timbers.
Yes.
I didn't know they were like that passionate about the Pilots too. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it weird, you know, going to university without a men's team?
A little bit. I mean, like, I don't know. We don't have a lot of men's sports here. We don't have men's volleyball, men's soccer, men's lacrosse. Like, obviously we have, like, the club, but we don't. It's a little weird, but it's also, like, we want to be supported, like, as much as we can, being, like, a women's sport. And I think having to kind of compete for fans with men's soccer and, like, women's soccer is a little hard. So I think having a men's team would be nice just to know, you know, like, have someone to relate to a little bit with soccer, not being the only, like, soccer team here. But I think it's not bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's true because Oregon doesn't have a lot of sports.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to, like, you know, the schools in California.
Yeah.
Across the country.
Yeah, we don't have any water sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or gymnastics, stuff like that. I love watching gymnastics. They're crazy.
Do you tune into the acro events at all? Or?
I watched one. I watched the one against Baylor, and Baylor's, like, second in the nation.
I think they're number one.
Or they're number 1 now?
Yeah,
oh, wow. We were pretty close. I don't like how they score because I feel like they could have scored us a lot higher. But I'm just like, these girls are jacked.
Yeah.
They're absolutely huge. There was one of the girls on Baylor. I was like, wow.
I know.
Like,
which one you're talking
yeah.
about.
I was like, oh my, like, wow, that's amazing. Like, you're so strong. Like, you could probably take me out. But I'm like, and they could do like so many flips and stuff. I'm like, wow, it's just crazy. They're so athletic. It's amazing to see.
Like, one of the even crazier things is the way you're sitting here talking about, oh, like volleyball, that was crazy. Acro, that's crazy. That's how everyone feels about soccer. And like you specifically, because you are like, I feel like you're a fairly aggressive defender and you're like strategic when you play. And then I think post game against Stanford, you said you like to shake the forwards up a little bit.
Yeah.
So how do you go about doing that specifically? Does it depend or?
It depends what they're doing. If they're coming at me like with the ball, like I kind of just like, hold a little bit and just like wait for them to make a move. I feel like I'm fairly quick, so like I could like get from like side to side if they go one way, if they go the other. But I like going into tackles a lot. So like some of the first like plays in the game is what I'll do is I'll kind of go body to body with them and like kind of not make them scared, but like rattle them a little bit and kind of get them off their game. And like they never know when I'm gonna go in for a tackle or if I'm gonna slide tackle the ball out from under them or if I'm gonna attack up the sideline. Like they don't know what I'm gonna do really. But I love defending. It's my favorite thing about soccer because it's just so rewarding, and I think that forwards get a little frustrated when someone keeps shutting them down and like when a defender keeps shutting them down, and I just think it's so fun to do that.
Yeah, and you guys had a lot of close games last year.
A lot.
Oh, man, that Stanford one.
Oh,
that one.
That one was crazy. That was probably one of my favorite games because they did score in like the first like 10 minutes, but we held our own ground for like the whole entire game.
Yeah.
And there was a play in the game like 97th minute we had like, or 87th minute, and we had a free kick and it was right outside the box and I went in for that free kick, and I was about to like volley it back over my head, but this girl literally pulled my jersey and I'm like, are you serious? Like, and I was like, ref, like, how did you not see that? Like, it's such a close game. The energy was so high, and it was just, those are my favorite games because, like, I get so nervous, but, like, I also get so excited to, like, one-up the other team or, like, tie with the team. And it's just, like, it sucks to be down, but, like, getting that tie, like, tying with them during the game is just, like, the biggest adrenaline rush, or like being like 0-0 and like getting that first goal or something. Like it's just like it's a huge rush and it's so exciting, but you have to be able to ground yourself as well.
You're from North Cal, right?
Yeah.
So is there like any extra juice playing the Bay schools like Cal and Stanford?
Yes. I always want to beat those teams because that's where that's where I'm from, and like it's just like a rivalry in my own head because I'm like I'm from there and I want to beat them, and I want to like I want my hometown to know that like we beat them. They're very good teams, and it's just like always so competitive when I play them because that's where I'm from. Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel the same way because I'm from Los Angeles, so I always want to beat like UCLA and USC.
Yeah.
But our rivals are Oregon State and Washington.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I know exactly how you feel. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, do you have any other questions, Olivia?
I honestly think you answered like a lot of the things. I feel like I really got, I don't know, kind of like an inside look on what goes on in your mind when you're playing, and just academically as well, because I think what you're wanting to focus on is really cool.
Thank you.
So we're gonna end it with like a little fun section, like quick speed round questions.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we'll start it off. Do you like pickles or not?
I love pickles.
Okay.
Delicious.
Are you the kind to like just like literally eat them as a snack?
Yes. Yeah. I will.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but
Really?
oh, not yet, but they're good. I like pickles.
burgers and stuff.
I put them on burgers,
Okay.
chicken
Okay.
sandwiches,
Okay,
but I
that's
can't
valid.
just like bite into them.
Really?
What if like the little chip ones, like the tiny ones?
No.
Those
I like
are
pickled
great.
chips.
Okay,
But
those are good.
Those
too.
are pretty good too. Yeah.
I like everything pickle. I
Me
love
too.
pickles.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No,
Wow.
sorry, no.
Damn.
I love pineapple by itself, but it doesn't.
Yeesh.
Will you like straight up not eat the pizza if it has pineapple
I'll
on it?
pick it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I don't think it belongs.
Yeah,
on
see,
it.
I'm like, I won't order pineapple on my pizza,
Mm-hmm.
but if someone has a Hawaiian, I'll mention out on that. What's your favorite dessert?
This is a little controversial. Cotton candy ice cream.
Wow.
I like cotton
Yeah.
candy ice cream.
People make fun of me so much for it because it's so childish, but
No, I like it.
that's always been my order.
Yeah.
Like when growing up.
Does Prince Puckler's have cotton candy?
It's so disappointing. The first time I went there, I was like, "Do they have cotton candy?" They didn't.
No.
No.
Have you been to Salt and Straw yet?
Love Salt and Straw.
I know
love
they
that
don't
place.
have cotton candy.
They
With, like,
don't.
some of the flavors are crazy.
They're good. They're really good.
They're
What have you
really
tried from there?
good. There was like what was it? A pumpkin pie one. I don't remember. It was like during like the Thanksgiving, but that one was good. I don't know the other ones. I don't know what they're called, but if I see them, I know what they are.
I tried this really weird one. It was like goat cheese habanero, and it was
What?
spicy ice cream. It was so weird. I just had a little sample of it because I was curious, but
The snickerdoodle's really good. I
Yeah.
really like snickerdoodle. from
Yeah.
Salt and Straw.
yeah.
But I get the same thing because I like rainbow sherbet, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's a kid's ice cream." And I'm like, "Come on, like,
Okay, well,
it's
sorry.
good.
It's
Yeah.
I haven't had
delicious.
cotton candy ice cream in so long.
It's
actually
so good.
when you can like make it into a milkshake.
Oh my! You know what? I've never had a cotton candy milkshake. Never.
It's so good. Like next time you go to Baskin Robbins or something,
I'll
be like,
ask
"Oh,
for
can
it.
I have that as a milkshake?"
I'll have to.
Your life will change.
The best cotton candy ice cream is from Rite Aid. It's like the
Rite
Thrifties.
Aid?
Yeah, thrifty.
So
Yeah, you know.
good.
I've never
It's
had
so
that.
good.
I've never
Yeah.
had it.
You know, that's where I get my rainbow sherbet. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it's
have a
right.
Rite Aid in Eugene.
It's
Do we?
it's
know we have, like-
over the bridge.
Oh.
You know, like on the way to Autzen. Like instead
Yeah.
of taking that like
Oh wait, I think I've
that
seen
way,
it
you just
actually.
go
Oh, you're right.
straight.
Do they have a thrifty in there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. They should.
I know some of them don't, but yeah, no, thrifty.
Thrifties is the
That's
best.
Well, I'm gonna
It's
go
so
tonight.
cheap too. It's
Yeah.
so cheap. Oh, God,
Shout out
it's so
Thrifty.
good.
What's the best meal you've had in Eugene?
You know, that's hard. That's so hard. There's not a lot of.
No.
Oh, I like subo burritos.
Oh, I haven't been there.
It's
What's
like
that at?
sushi burritos. I'm a big
Oh.
sushi person.
See, I get scared to try sushi places here.
Don't go to like any other sushi
No.
place. But
During my freshman orientation, we're like, let's go to get sushi, and we went to Duck Sushi.
Oh.
oh
No.
no.
I should have known. I should have known by the name. I was like, I can't do
not
this.
sure about that.
But
Subo burritos is a bit expensive, but you either get like a poke bowl or
Ooh.
like a sushi burrito, like a poke bowl and a burrito. And I get the poke bowls, but it's so good.
So fire.
It's kind of expensive though.
So I get the feeling
Okay,
you're not really a picky eater.
No.
Is there anything like you like besides pineapple? But
I'm not a big fan of onions. I've been trying to like onions a little more. I like them more like sautéed and like caramelized, but
Just
I'm-
raw on a burger or something. like you said.
I can't
Yeah.
do that. I can't.
yeah, I can't do
I feel
raw
like-
onions either.
That's valid. I don't know.
I like them grilled. Grilled, they're delicious.
Yeah.
Especially from In-N-Out. Ooh.
Oh yes. Oh, like the yeah.
You
yeah.
need to get an In-N-Out in Eugene or a Chick-fil-A.
Just closer.
Just something
please.
like that.
Yeah.
Something closer. Like, I
Chick-fil-A is
wouldn't mind.
always down here anyways.
Yeah.
I know. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any
just
sense. They're always
bring
at the
one.
football games. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna drop out and open Chick-fil-A here. Like I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah, we need that here ASAP because I mean, there's Dave's. Have you tried Dave's pickles?
I have had
His
Dave's
pickles
pickles.
are
Good. Yeah. Can you eat those alone?
Yeah.
Okay. There
Those
you
I
go.
can.
There you
Yeah,
go.
those I can. What's been your favorite thing about Oregon?
Honestly, the sports atmosphere, like just like the energy that students bring to even like the football games or like anything, like just like the atmosphere in sports. I think we're such like a sports based school that people bring a lot of energy to it, and I love that. I love
and
it.
gear. I feel like I'm always scrolling on like TikTok and they're like, oh, look at these new
Yeah.
shoes Oregon
Yeah,
got.
I
Like,
wish we got those shoes. Jeez.
Actually, I want to ask you, how's the Jaqua, or is that how you say it?
Jaqua.
Jaqua.
Mhm.
Nice
Sorry.
try.
How's the Jaqua? Because I recently just went in there because I have a class in there, and it's so nice.
It's nice. It's really nice. It kind of gets a little old just because like I go in there for tutoring and like I have to be there all the
Yeah.
time.
It's like you associate school with the building. You're like, oof.
But there are these yellow couches on the second floor that I nap in, and it's so comfortable, and it's just so nice to like catch a little break. But also I see a lot of my teammates, and that's where I see like all the athletes and stuff, like getting to say hi to them. It's nice.
Do you go to that cafe a lot? The little Pete's down there?
Yes, I do. I love Pete's coffee. Two of my sisters worked at Pete's, so I used to always get free coffee there. Oh. So I associate it with free coffee, but I don't get free coffee.
Did you have like a job in high school?
I did. I worked at Jamba Juice and Mikuni. It's a sushi place in California.
Jamba Juice?
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, no way, me too.
Really?
Yeah, back in high school.
Everywhere, Gabe. Yeah, I feel like every time I bring something up, he's like, I've worked there.
Yeah, I've had a couple jobs.
What was the one I said today?
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Have you been there?
No, I have not. Is it good?
It's like good. I think it's better than Chipotle and Qdoba.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Their walk?
Because it's like local Eugene stuff and it's way cheaper.
Really? Mm-hmm. Might have to check it out. I see it everywhere.
Yeah. There's 2 here.
There's 2. Well, the places that I drive by.
But Jamba Juice. So like the secret menu at Jamba, and what's your favorite like off menu one? Or your favorite smoothie in general? Okay,
well, I used to make the vanilla blue sky without pineapple, and I put pineapple sherbet in it. It's so good. Or I used to like mix a Caribbean passion and a strawberry surf rider. So good. So good.
I would always go get like the Skittles. I still would. And like they're like, oh, because I feel like it's almost similar with the ice cream. I feel like that's like a kid one.
Yeah.
But it tastes so good.
The red gummy.
That one's good.
I love that one.
I remember exactly what's in that.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting so hungry.
Yeah. We should all go after. Yeah. Do you have a Dutch Bros order?
No, I usually just I'd say, can I get a small surprise Rebel? They just surprise me. But they came out with a mango nata one, and I wanted to try it. And I don't know.
I saw that, and there's like actual strawberries on the top.
Really?
I thought that's what the sign said. Was it strawberries? I don't know. There was something like red on top of it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I wanted to try that. I don't have a Dutch order. I don't go there often enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like so dangerous because it's right by my apartment, and I'm like, I don't need it. Yeah. I don't need it. I've been trying not to go get like Starbucks or Dutch or anything, but I've been doing. I'm a really
huge Starbucks person. I go there almost after every.
What do you get from
every class? Every journalism class that we have. Yeah, because I have like a class like 30 minutes after, so I just go to the EMU and I'm like, Starbucks sounds really good.
What do you get from there?
I get a grande iced matcha with oat milk, 2 pumps of brown sugar syrup, and vanilla sweet cream cold foam on the top.
Nice. What an order.
That's a good order.
Yeah.
Do you get like the food there too, or are you like
I sometimes get like on like if I'm at the airport, I'll probably get like a double smoked bacon, egg, and cheddar.
That one's pretty good.
That one's great. Yeah. It's the best one.
What's your favorite candy? Cotton candy?
Believe it or not, no. But I like the sour gummy worms. Just sour gummy worms. Pretty good.
On road trips, those like keep me going.
So good.
Do you have a favorite uniform at Oregon?
That's hard. I love the all black, but I also really like the white, green, and white socks that we have. Oh, yeah. I like that combination.
I feel like Oregon could do more like.
Oregon does the most.
No, well, I don't know what soccer jerseys.
About. Yeah, for soccer, yeah.
Because I would buy an Oregon sock because those are so easy to wear. It's just a shirt, you know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
My favorite, like just for all sports, is when like you pull up with like the black and yellow.
Yeah.
I just think that's so good.
We have a yellow, and then it's all yellow. Yeah. And then we have like the black stripes on it, and it's not my favorite just because I have yellow cleats, so it just looks like I'm in like a something.
A caution sign.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And what's your hottest take?
Oh, like controversial opinion.
Not too controversial.
Hard.
Yeah, not too controversial.
That is hard. I don't know if I have one.
I feel like I have a different one every day.
Yeah, she usually has.
Do you really? What is it?
Well,
Every time we put her on the spot, though, she just.
I can't. I blank.
I
blanks out.
blank. But like, I'll walk in because we work together too. I'll walk in and I'll be like, I have a hot take. I'm trying to think of an example of like a recent one.
I can't remember either.
Like, it's just like, I don't like this or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
Know. It just like comes to me in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm trying to think of an example.
Like, I have a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily like, but I don't know. There's nothing really.
Nothing?
I don't know. I'm not that much of a hater.
Cool. Is there like a top place you want to go like on your bucket list, like travel?
Probably Greece. I just like I've seen it in like a background of like the Apple, like a MacBook, like
oh
like
yeah.
Like I just think those places are so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just like amazing. Like I have never been out of the country, and I want to get out of the country and like explore the world. Honestly, like I think there's so much more to offer in other places.
I think soccer should start doing foreign tours, like how like basketball does, because I think women's basketball is going to Greece.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I think they are. I heard about that. I heard about
they were going
I was like, I hope I'm allowed to say that.
Freaking
But
news.
yeah.
No, I heard they were going somewhere. I didn't know they were going to Greece though.
Yeah, that's
I'm like 99% sure it was Greece.
and like
It's like Greece and somewhere else, but I can't remember.
And soccer is such a global game.
Yes, it's
that-
more like
It's the global
yeah,
game.
yeah,
global
it's the global game.
Yeah, what? Let's
Yeah.
start a petition for that.
I
Yeah.
know.
Look
That
at
would be
you.
so
I
fun.
know, yeah, I love. Soccer is so amazing to watch. The World Cup, crazy.
That was a
World
good
Cup
World Cup.
Crazy. I was so happy with the outcome of it. So happy.
Who are some of your favorite players?
Okay, Messi, obviously.
Obviously.
I didn't see. Who? Mbappe. Oh, I don't really like Mbappe. That's
your hot
That's my hot
take.
take.
That's your
take.
hot
That's my
take.
hot
I agree with
take.
that. I agree with that. Too.
I mean, he's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'll ever be good as Messi. Like, I don't think, like, people say he might be, but
people are already saying that.
I know.
he is.
I'm like, come on. Like,
let's settle
Messi is like literally the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, he is. I grew up watching him. Like, amazing player. Like, he's so adorable too. I just liked watching all the veterans play and like having it be their last cup. Like Neymar, I was so upset when he got injured. You know, Ronaldo, it was a little upsetting. He's not my favorite, but I did kind of feel for him a little bit, and like I wanted him to do well, but he didn't. And then yeah, just like all the veterans, honestly, I just loved watching them play.
Any women's players that you look up to?
Women's players, Sam Kerr, she's on the Australian national team. She's also on the Chelsea team. She's an amazing player. She's so amazing. Just watching her play is like, she's like a magician. Marta, she's a Brazilian national team player. She just like what she kind of stands for is just like amazing, and watching her play also amazing. And I don't know, just who else? For United States, I don't really have one. Julie Ertz, just now coming back after being on maternity leave. She's always amazing to play. Like being a veteran on such a young national women's team, like I think they really needed her, like a veteran on the team, kind of like guide them a little bit, because they're having a little bit of trouble getting wins and stuff. And I just think she brings so much like experience, and like she's an amazing player. She's so hardworking.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I think that's all we have for you. Is there anything else you maybe want to bring up, or any questions you have, or
just thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for
we
coming,
really
yeah.
appreciate you.
No, so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being our first guest. We appreciate it. But yeah, cool. Well, that's it for this show. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Anna.
Of course. Thank you.